My name is Sebbi and welcome back to the coffee break in Minecraft. Today is Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. Today I will, of course, continue with the construction of the cat monument, but first I do need to feed the real cat. Let's grab a cod. Wow, we are down to 14 cod, so soon I need to go fishing to get some new food for the cat. Here, have your breakfast. Alright, cat purrs, cat is happy. Let's step outside and see if I can be happy too, or if it will be a very, very sad day because an Enderman changed something in the park. It looks good. It looks really good. Park still in order. So yeah, let's officially start this episode by traveling to the cat monument. I think soon I need to shear some sheep again, because I will run out of white and black wool. But that's alright. That's fine. This gives me enough time to discuss all the things I like to discuss. Today I like to discuss some race or running strategies. Not quite sure if I should really call it a race or just a run. But yeah, I like to discuss some strategies there. I'm even not sure if these are strategies or if these are just thoughts I do have in my mind. I just like to talk about to really, yeah, maybe come to a conclusion or something like that. Also, I like to talk about temperatures and temperatures at which you feel comfortable and when you stop feeling comfortable or so. I don't know. Weird topics today. Very weird topics today. Let's start with the running strategies topic. Yesterday was long run day. So in total I ran 32 point something kilometers. This cactus. Owie. Maybe I should spread out these cacti a little bit so that I'm not always in the risk of injuring myself. This would be good. That would be, I guess, a wise decision. I mean, I got quite a good number of cacti blocks. So cactus blocks, cacti blocks. I think it's rather cactus blocks because the plural comes from the block. Anyways, running, right? So this has to be white, but the side has to be black, so I envision something like you will see what I envision in just a second. So this can stay where it is. I'd like to have by that one. Yeah, so I ran 32 point something kilometers. The first kilometer and a bit was basically warm up, and the last kilometer and a few hundred meters was cool down. The rest of the run, so exactly 30 kilometers, I ran at my marathon pace, or rather just slightly above my marathon pace. So for getting a sub 3 hour marathon, you need to run on average 4 minutes 15 seconds per kilometer. I think this looks good. I think this looks really good because this side of the cat is black. Here it's white. I mean, speaking of the rear cat. But I can't do this. I can't do this in Minecraft because there are no blocks that have different colors on the sides, on each of the sides. So yeah, I think this is it's a good compromise to construct the cat like that. I also noticed as I looked at the cat last time that the head is also a little bit white down there. So let's do this. Let's improve the head of the cat a bit. How do I get there now? I think I need to construct some kind of bridge. All right. Would it be here? Yes, this would be here. So the central one should be wide. It would be right here. So I was running at a pace slightly above marathon pace. I said for running a sub 3 hour marathon, I need to run on average 4 minutes 15 seconds per kilometer. Yesterday I ran 4 minutes 13 seconds per kilometer for 30 kilometers. Felt good. Felt really good. I mean, sure, I noticed it towards the end in the legs, but it was not like being super exhausted or something like that. It was, yeah, I noticed, okay, my legs are getting tired, and I wasn't sure. Dang it. I wasn't sure how long I could continue running at this pace. I mean, I could have definitely continued to run at this pace, but yeah, this is really the thing where I'm most unsure about, and where it really becomes the big question. So this was good. Then I figured out that the cat is white, basically. The belly of the cat is white, but not here where the legs are. I think I like to do a similar thing here. So basically I like to exchange that block with white, do the same thing over here, and then have black here again. So that's basically like that. Okay, let's see how this looks from below. Okay, anyways, so I ran 30 kilometers at this pace. Felt good, felt really good. I think this is good when it goes down a bit, and then I will have white in here. And here I do the same thing again, basically. Okay. And yeah, so now comes this the running pace situation into play. With my let's just assume that this was an ideal run, basically. So it was a. Do I need to? No, I want to have this black too. And I ran exactly 4:13, so that there are no, of course this had to happen. That I ran exactly 4:13, not something like 4:13.5 or whatever. Which means when I need to run 4:15 and I ran 4:13 for 30 kilometers, then I was basically I gained 2 seconds per kilometer. After having run 30 kilometers, I was basically 60 seconds ahead of the schedule. At this point, you might argue and say, okay, you plan to run a sub 3 hour marathon. What 60 seconds? That's nothing. Yes, but here comes the but. My goal, although my goal is in hours, the run itself, as I just discussed, with my 4:15 per kilometer as the desired average, and 4:13 I ran yesterday, I'm thinking in seconds. And running just 1 or 2 seconds slower per kilometer can make a huge difference. I mean, you can really notice sometimes how much of a difference it is if you run 2 seconds faster or 2 seconds slower. So, thinking about this, at at 30 kilometers, I was basically 60 seconds ahead. With 60 seconds ahead and 12 kilometers remaining, I could run what do I want to say? I could run 5 seconds slower. I could run 5 seconds slower per kilometer for the rest of the marathon, if you can just follow me. So basically, if the one approach, and now all the tactics and strategies and whatnot come into play. I think I should rather shear. Oh no, I should not. Ooh, I should not shear. I mean, yes, I want to shear sheep, but where's that guy now? Has the creeper despawned? Is the creeper still waiting for me? What's going on now? This is bad. Where's this guy? Huh. Okay. Ew. This is also a way how to handle that situation. Oh no, I don't want you to drop down. Okay. All right. Fine. Everything is great. Let's shear some sheep and continue to discuss running. So basically, if I would go for my marathon, sub 3 hour marathon attempt, if I would do this, so if I would say, okay, I try to run 30 kilometers and more at 4:13, I would gain with every kilometer 2 seconds, which would then, when I start to get exhausted, allow me to slow down. I mean, as just said, after having run 30 kilometers, I could slow down by 5 seconds per kilometer if I really need to, which can be a big difference with respect to energy, with respect to exhaustion, and so on. On the other hand, running 4:13 and not 4:15 means I already use more energy. It's more just a tiny bit more taxing on the body than if I would run an ideal 4:15 pace. The problem, however, is I'm not quite sure if I can sustain a 4:15 pace. in an ideal world, yes, this would be great, because it would be no change in the running pace, no change in the energy consumption. Everything would be ideal, but I don't think that this is really going to happen. And I think soon after the next recovery week, I need to just continue a little bit. Maybe instead of doing those 32 point something kilometers, doing 36 point something kilometers or so. Yeah, I think it's unrealistic to assume that I can really sustain this pace for the entire 42.195 kilometers. So I basically would need some leeway. I could get this leeway, as just discussed, by running a 4:13 for the first 30 kilometers, resulting in 60 seconds of gap, which would then allow me to drop down to a 4:20 pace. I mean, I will definitely try to keep up the pace as long as I can. Yesterday it seemed like, okay, this should not be a problem to continue this pace, and which is also important, yesterday I had nothing with me. So basically I had no energy gels, nothing. I just ran those 30 kilometers without any intake of nutrition. For the real attempt, I would definitely take some nutrition with me. I think this is also a thing after the next recovery week, because next week is recovery week. I will take some gels with me and just see how it feels when I use these things while running, and if I notice a difference in my legs or something like that. I mean, this is also an important thing I should test and try out. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely continue this for a bit, and with every kilometer I of course continue running at a slightly faster pace. I of course have more leeway towards the end, which is good, which is important. I just shouldn't bonk. If I bonk, I lost. So that's basically it. The other approach would be, I mean, this is one thing. I think this would be the safest thing. Another idea I had, I could also say run the first 10k at a 4:10 pace. This would mean after the first 10k I would be already 50 seconds ahead. Then I could run from 10k to 30k at the 4:13 pace. So when I then would get to the 30 kilometer mark, I would be already 90 seconds ahead. With 90 seconds ahead, I mean, I would have nearly 8 seconds to spare per kilometer. 7 point something seconds per kilometer. And I mean, then there's still the chance that, or the thing that I could, of course, keep up the pace a little bit longer. I mean, as long as I can, definitely, before I start to slowly ease down a bit. This would result in a better and a more comfortable gap, but it would also mean that the first 10k will be a little bit more energy consuming than when I would just run at 4:13 for the entire 30 kilometers. I know this is lots of numbers, times, and it might sound confusing to you, but I hope I make my point clear. And so here's now the point. It is, I'm not quite sure, because as said, 32 point something kilometers is one of the longest runs. But yeah, I think 32 kilometers and something were the longest run so far in this long training session, this long build up. I'm not sure when the point will really come that I feel it too much in the legs, that I really am forced in the end to maybe slow down or whatever. And so it's super hard to say what is a better approach. Is it better to gain a more comfortable gap by risking to consume more energy, or is it better to have just very consistent pace? I mean, there will be plenty of guidelines out, and I'm quite sure there are plenty of people who argue in one direction, people who argue in the opposite direction. In the end, I think it's just a question: how does the personal body, how does my body handle the stress? And this is now really the big question. So I think after the recovery week, I will not only try and see how does it feel when I take some nutrition with me on the legs, but I think I will also do the test of running the first 10k at 4:10 pace, and then run the subsequent next 20k at a 4:13 pace, and just see how I feel then after 30 kilometers. If this feels good, then this might be the best way to go, because then, as I said, I would have 90 seconds to spare. And this, once again, we are getting back to the start. 90 seconds might not sound a lot when targeting a 3-hour run, basically, or sub 3-hour run. But when you now put this into perspective, that I'm thinking about seconds, and that seconds can make a big difference per kilometer with respect to energy, exhaustion, and so on, then this can have a huge impact. So yeah, there you have it. There you have some interesting thoughts about running strategies that are currently in my head, where I try to figure out what's the right thing. And I think, I mean, just thinking does not help me to find an answer. I just need to give it a try. So after the next recovery week, so in 2 weeks from now, basically, I will just do exactly what I was just describing. I will see what happens if I run at a 4:10 pace for 10 kilometers, slow down to 4:13 pace for the next 20 kilometers, and then just see how I feel. And if I think this is a better approach than taking a rather, well, more consistent approach. We'll see. We'll see about that one. And yeah, I think because this was quite complicated, and I got distracted with constructing the cat a bit. We'll discuss that temperature topic next time. I guess there I also need to discuss or explain a little bit more. So yeah, I think we will just return to the tower and conclude this episode. Yeah, this looks so much better. This looks so much better with the white chest. This is cool. Nice. Cat has improved. Cat definitely has improved. So yeah, running is complicated. Well, it's not. I guess it gets complicated once you really start to think about it more in detail and so on. But yeah, since I'm so much into this running right now, and we are at the end of this episode, I also like, or I find it always surprising how you get used to certain levels of physical stress demand as I extended the long run to the 30 kilometer and more distance, first of course it was exhausting, not completely devastating or so, but it was. I noticed it in the legs, and now after a couple weeks of doing this, yesterday's 32 something kilometer run, yes, I noticed it immediately after I finished the run, but for the rest of the day and even today, there were only a few after effects. So basically, I really noticed how the body got used to run this longer distance, and even running at the marathon pace was not a problem. Also, what I found really interesting with the we should end this soon with the 30 kilometer marathon pace run. The heart rate was not low, but it was at the it was around 148. I think the average heart rate was 148 or so for that run. So it might have been just a tiny bit more, maybe let's say around 150 or maybe 149 for most of those 30 kilometers. And this is pretty cool because this means there's not much or hardly any build up of lactate acid in my legs, my muscles, which is pretty good. So I feel really confident with that. It's now just really the fatigue resistance that is in my head. Can my legs sustain 42 kilometers at this pace, or do they get tired? Yeah. Then when they get tired, seconds come into play, and how much can I slow down to still get it done? All those questions. All those crazy questions. We are now at the end of this episode. I just saw through the window an Enderman stealing dirt. The Enderman is still there. Please don't touch my dirt. But I think that he has still stretched out his hands. Maybe he's holding a mushroom or something in his hands. No, he has nothing in his hands. I hope he's not stealing anything. Quite a longish episode. so much thinking today. Hope you enjoyed that one. Hope you will be joining me next time. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, my name is Sebbi. See you!